Wiener Dog Joe and the Bun in the morning, coming to you live at the break of dawn and telling you the things that you need to know. Now let's cut the music and start the show. Welcome back, you crazy goons, to Wiener Dog Joe and the Bun in the morning. Episode number 37. 37, baby, coming to you live at the break of dawn, telling you the things that you need to know. I am Freddy Zamboni, and with me, as always, is the eminent, the imminent, the sometimes eloquent Rambo Peaches. How's it going, amigo?
Ow. It is the morning, it is live, and we are here. It's Rambo Peaches. I'm eating peaches. I'm on the beaches. I'm telling on sneeches, and we are here.
It's amazing how we're still so terrible after 37 episodes. You wouldn't have thought so. I thought we would get better by now, but I don't think it's going to happen. What's up, man? How you doing?
Well,
doing
let
good?
me tell you about last night, all right?
Okay.
I went out
Tell me
and
about last night.
I tried to go out with my girl and have a good time last night, all right? But it's impossible nowadays. It's impossible to just go out and have a good time. You know, we went out to the comedy show and the comedian was hilarious. That wasn't the thing. And the seats were
What
impeccable.
is this voice you're doing today, Rambo?
You know, I don't know.
You smoked 50 cigars.
I think I might have smoked a cigar before this.
Had a Guinness, fucked you up real bad.
Early morning cigars and Guinness, that's my jam. Anyways, we went and the seats were perfect. You know, the drinks were affordable and well poured, and the parking was great actually as well.
Well poured. I do love a well poured beverage.
A well poured beverage, you know, and you know.
Do you remember? I gotta sidetrack you. Do you remember when we
I
were
guess
in?
all in all, it was a pretty pleasant evening. Now that I think about it.
Well, wait. It reminded me of something. When we were in, I don't remember where we were, somewhere in Italy, and like, I ordered a beer at this fancy restaurant, and do you remember this waiter poured it the most contemptuous way I've ever seen anyone pour anything, where he just opened it, like turned it over completely, like 180 degrees, and just let it fall in so that it was like all head. Do you remember this?
That's what you get for ordering a beer in Italy. You're supposed to order the right wine, you know.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I think that was it. It's like, well, don't even have beer on your menu then.
Was that a Moretti? Was that one of the classic beer Morettis? The most wonderful beer ever.
Was it Peroni? Was it Peroni or Moretti?
Those are the two. I think the Moretti is like
two?
Slightly better. Like the Moretti is like the Pabst, and then the Peroni is like the Bud Light.
Yo, they're the same fucking thing. Let's be real here.
Ugh.
But I interrupted your story. Were you going somewhere with that?
You know, I was trying to find a reason to be angry about my evening out because I just really wanted to. But as I was listing all the facts, I realized it was actually a really nice evening.
Yeah, you went to a nice comedy show, had a well-poured beverage with your lady friend.
It was well poured.
Sounds fantastic.
I mean, what's there really to complain about, right?
I don't know what you're complaining about, man.
Yeah, you know, maybe it's less negativity, you know, more positivity.
Well, I have a question for you, because this is what's going on in my life, which is not as exciting as that. But I was in New York a couple days ago.
Wow.
And I saw...
Surprising that I didn't know that, considering we talk all the time, but okay,
yeah,
wow.
It's weird.
All right.
But I saw a circumcision protest, and one of the signs I saw was "Nobody wants less penis," and I wondered if you could weigh in on this as one of God's chosen people. Like, do you have an opinion on this?
So the protest was an anti-circumcision protest.
Yes, it's not a pro-circumcision protest. That would have been strange.
That would be very strange.
Although they must exist, right? If there's an anti-protest, there must be like a pro-protest.
Did you look across the street? Maybe there was some counter-protest or some Jews across the street like, "Oi, Gavolt, it's all right if we want to cut off the tip.
It makes me look big." I don't know. Well, one of the things I thought was like, what's a case where this is not true, where nobody wants less penis? What if it's like just so gargantuan and unwieldy that it hinders your life in some degree?
I see. You know, I mean, as an owner of one of those gargantuan, unwieldy penises, I can tell you, I'm glad I'm circumcised, because if I wasn't, I mean, I don't think anybody could.
Welcome to Rambo Peaches, everybody. You're ready for the dick jokes. I mean, you guys know, 37 episodes.
I mean, after 37, if they're still here, they must like it. Plus, you started it.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I kind of walked right
I mean,
into
the
that, I
question was
suppose.
penis related to begin with, so I would have been hard pressed to turn the topic off of penis.
Right.
But I could
Well, I
try.
mean, do you agree with the protest?
I mean, I agree with their right to be out there protesting, but
But not necessarily. You're pro genital mutilation, is what you're saying.
I think that everyone deserves to be mutilated a little bit genitally. So,
Oh my lord.
it's like it builds a strong immune system, kind of like when you play in
So
the
you're not
dirt as a
saying
kid.
that people should be. You're saying you have a right to be if you want to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I think
But
that
like,
I would be the one to enforce this law, and yes, it should be mandatory, and it should be me that does it. I want to go around cutting
you want to
off
do the brisses?
brisses. Is that the plural of briss? Is it brisses
I
or
don't
is it
know.
just breeze?
Brissi?
Breeze?
Breeze?
Brissi.
Breeze's pieces?
That's that. Wow, that candy would be.
That's not a candy you want to eat.
But it depends. It
This
depends
is
who you are.
definitely a podcast you want to listen to, as is evidenced by this conversation, but I'm not sure that's a candy you want to eat. Should we move on?
Yes, I believe so. I believe so.
So, in the news today, I saw that Allied tanks were advancing through Normandy, which seems like a pretty good deal. I mean, I don't know. Speaking of circumcisions in this topic, like that Adolf Hitler guy, he seems like kind of a bad egg. I'm not sure he's doing good for the world. So, Allied tanks advancing through Normandy seems good.
Well, the way that he's taking care of the Jews over there, I believe that he is on the anti-circumcision side of things, most likely. Although, wouldn't it be ironic if he himself was circumcised or had no penis at all? Seems to be likely.
Possible. Well, he's like, I think. Well, we have some link into the future, so we know that he might have had syphilis. Don't ask how we know this. It's a really complicated process. But yeah, I don't know. Hitler, Normandy, fuck him. Seems weird. Seems like a weird guy.
Right. Well, I'm glad. Seems like a good turning point in the war, and I'm glad
Exactly.
that hopefully we can get away from these gasoline and bread rations that we've been on for the last, so many years.
You've been drinking gasoline over there? They're not giving you like water or soda pop?
Nah, it's just gasoline. So I'm like really drunk all the time, and my poop.
Fuck. Well, I guess that explains this podcast.
All right, don't drop a match in the toilet after I use it. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Oh man. So in other news, and this is absolutely concurrent with Allied tanks advancing through Normandy.
Right.
A broken toilet on SpaceX capsule means astronauts will return to Earth in diapers. Our audience has probably seen this, but I thought it was worth commenting on, especially for this part of the story. They grew green chilies up in space and made tacos. And I think that that's like an underrepresented part of this news story that has to do with the toilets breaking and them using diapers. Do you have any commentary on this?
So a bunch of alternative headline could be a bunch of astronauts who have no experience with spicy foods in their life get food poisoning essentially from eating spicy chilies and destroy the entire plumbing aboard.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way. That could be true actually. But I like how it's this picture of them and they're like smiling and looking all heroic, and you just know that they're wearing like poopy diapers underneath, and you're like, wow. It's a real heroic story. I'm glad that they shared that. And I think that the astronauts themselves are probably very glad that this was shared.
Well, good for the adult diaper industry. You know what I mean? If they can land that lucrative NASA deal, then they are investing in adult Pampers, I guess.
It doesn't say what brand, but I mean, they clearly thought about this ahead of time because they had not garbage, because they had diapers in space with them. Like, they didn't fly diapers up in another spacecraft.
Right, like just
like
in
the
case.
toilet's broken. We ate too many tacos.
I wonder how many times this has happened before that they've now decided, okay, we need to dedicate an entire compartment of the ship, given it's a pretty big ship, but they're like, we need to store diapers. Like, we need to have these.
I don't know how many times this happened before. There haven't been like that many space flights, especially on SpaceX.
Oh, this was SpaceX. I thought that for some reason my mind heard
NASA?
yeah, like the international, the ISS. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No.
So that would have been much more catastrophic, right? To if the toilets went down on the ISS. So SpaceX. I see. So that fucking Daddy smokes a lot, or
That's Daddy
Daddy.
Muskie's
Okay,
fucking
that's Daddy smokes a
thing.
lot, not
Wait, it
Daddy
is right?
Q-tip. Yeah.
Wait, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
you know
actually
that.
don't know.
The other one, the Daddy Q-tip
What's
is Brown Origins or whatever.
yeah?
Yeah,
What's Bezos's company?
it's the Brown Origin.
It's the Brown Origin. No, it's not. What's it called?
It's blue. It's not brown. It's blue, but yeah,
Space
it's Blue Origin.
Bezos Space Blue
is.
Origin. Okay, it
Yeah.
is Blue Origin.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So it's Daddy Musk's, and you know that if Elon was on that trip, that shit wouldn't have happened. There's no way. He would have had an engineer there just to like take care of the toilets.
Well, I mean, he can't be. I mean, at only like $5 million a ticket, he can't be expected to keep up the plumbing. Like, come on, you're just throwing some
Yeah.
diapers. Could you imagine if
dude.
that was the case on commercial airliners? If like when say they ran out of toilet paper, the alternative was just like diapers at the seat. Like that
I
would.
mean, I wouldn't be surprised. If you're flown on an airline, it sucks, man.
Oh,
Unless you're
my
in first
God.
class. The division between those two is astonishing, but everyone knows that. Do you have any news stories, Mr. Rambo Peaches?
Well, in the news over here today, I found a couple of interesting stories. Also concurrent with the Holocaust is
Okay.
is
Continue.
this story about a tiny neighborhood in San Francisco, in the Richmond district to be precise, where these self-driving cars, I'm not going to name the company, but these self-driving cars have been
NVIDIA.
yes, the NVIDIA cars that
Yes.
they are well known for
Yes.
have been invading this neighborhood at night. Okay, this is a quote from a
What?
resident. This is a quote from a resident. I noticed it while I was sleeping. I awoke to a strange hum. I thought there was a spacecraft outside my window. She added later, there's some days there can be up to 50 of them, literally every 5 minutes. So they are converging in the middle of the night, self-driving cars with no driver in this kind of cul-de-sac in this tiny San Francisco neighborhood. And basically,
Without drivers in them?
yeah, so basically it's, like some Terminator, like iRobot shit that's going on that we're basically seeing the beginning
Dude, this
of
is
right
like
now.
this is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but with cars. You just have like a Donald Sutherland mask on a car, just like pointing at you in the middle of the night.
Right, and the company's explanation, okay, is that they're following the rules of the road because it's a I don't know, a slow street and it's a one way with a cul-de-sac that like they have to go down there to turn around to park. Why they're doing it at all hours of day
But
and
wait,
night is kind of weird.
why are these cars have no people in them?
Right,
That
well-
that was a good sentence, by the way. Why are these cars have no people in them?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they're in park mode and where the people parked them was technically not legal or something. Who knows?
So the people get
But-
out, and then the car's just like, nah, this isn't quite right.
But your question-
we gotta
your-
reconfigure this parking space. So the car just takes off, goes on like an expedition to
Right.
find another parking space.
And your question highlights the absurdity of their explanation, because if they can just say, oh well, they were just following the rules of the road, then like at what point can they just justify like murder? You know what I mean? Like when do the cars just turn against us and be like, well, I was just following the rules of the road, the pedestrian was not. You know what I mean? Like it just seems like a really slippery slope. Not to mention like the fact that these people, imagine that the people who live on that street that don't have self-driving cars trying to get in and out, like is
So the question is,
line of zombie cars.
how do you fuck with this process if you live on that street, on that cul-de-sac? Like what do you do to throw a monkey wrench into the works? Do you stealthily like put a speed bump on your road that they can't get over or something like that?
Right, a barrier of some cones or something out the front that you can move by hand, but the
Or
cars
just like
can't.
have like one of those pitching machines just chucking paintballs at the cars? I don't know. It's just like that's so weird. Like I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand the inaugural logic.
The CEO
you know?
of the company that makes these self-driving electric cars responded with 4 letters when asked about this phenomenon.
FUKU.
He said, "Ha ha." So that explains it. Seems like CEO is on it.
Oh, so they're just doing a troll.
I don't know, maybe.
Are they just like they're just getting us ready for Skynet, just like invading our consciousness with
Well,
these little happenings, so that
keep,
when the big ones happen, we're just inured to it.
keep your eyes out for you self-driving cars invading your neighborhood. If you do happen to see some, send a video to the address listed below, and we'll be sure to feature that on next week's podcast.
Yeah, that'll be wienerdogjoe
Wienerdogjoe.um. And that's where you send it.
wienerdogdojo self-driving wieners/edu.
Wienerdogdojo.
wienerdogdojo.edu/wiener. There you go.
That's it.
There's also
And then you
big
just
weather
submit
news.
it there. Wait, I've got one more.
Okay.
Before we
Yeah.
go on to the weather here.
Please share.
Yes. So a man in Turkey went out drinking with his friends on Tuesday and wandered into a forest in the Bursa province. When he failed to return, the people he was with called up the authorities. They organized some search parties and they sent him out. Right.
What's a search party?
A sorch party is where they go out and they harvest fresh sorch, which is used in the creation of sorchel, which is a drink, sorchel,
Okay.
used by
Keep
the
going.
Amazonians in
The Amazonians of
the
Turkey.
Amazonians of Turkey.
Okay.
And they drink the sorchel, and then it
What
actually
does it do?
makes them able to pick up water like a cube, and then
Okay.
they stack the water
Without technology, just like
the
with their own
sorchel,
hands.
yes, and they stack the water, and they have a contest to see who can stack the most cubes of water before their sorchel
Are
wears
you sure
off.
they're not just cutting ice in Turkey, where it's notoriously cold and icy?
Well, I've never seen the ritual, but this is the legend. Anyways, so they sent out the search party, and
Yeah.
this man joined the search party looking for himself. And
I saw
was
this
there.
one. I'm not
he
gonna
was-
lie.
He was there for hours, and eventually, when someone finally called out his name, he goes,
Yeah,
"I'm
I called
here."
out his name.
I'm
Like,
here. That's just so
it is an
great.
amazing story.
It's so great because that means that the people in this search party were so dense that they found a man in the woods who fit the description of the person they were looking for, and they didn't think, and they thought, "Hey buddy, you want to join us and look for someone that looks just like you?" Like, how did they not think that was him, and how did they not ask his name, and how did nobody say the name? Like, how were they searching if they
for
weren't
hours.
calling his name? Right, what were they doing? Just silently looking under rocks, being like, "Hey asshole!" Like, I don't understand.
It's also like he was drunk, and for 2 hours, he just was like, "Oh, a search party or a sorch party. I love sorch parties.
I love sorchel.
I love sorching."
Right.
And,
I'm the greatest sorchel master.
The key information here, the basis of this whole thing, which would be the person's name, is not divulged, from any perspective for hours.
Right.
That's
right.
I think
It's
that's
wonderful.
that's a good. I like that.
It's
I think
wonderful.
that's funny. It is wonderful. You don't get news stories like that too often.
Right.
It's much more heartwarming than I don't know. I was gonna say Allied tanks advancing through Normandy, but that's pretty heartwarming too. I like that. I just think
it's
the
heartwarming in a
war, the
melancholy
war
way.
part of it, infected me. I thought oh, war,
My poor little Patroshka. She suffered greatly.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No. This is my spawn.
Okay, your Patroshka.
My
She is
little
a
Patroshka.
nice little Patroshka.
I fear she may not make it through the winter unless the Allied tanks are successful in their invasion.
We've got big news. From
Big
the
news! Anyways, fuck
yes.
Patroshka. She can go eat a dick.
Fuck your Blajojka.
Tell us about the weather. Tell us about the weather.
Big news from the EDF.
Freddy.
Not, unfortunately, the Earth Defense Force, where humans run around in jetpacks fighting giant spiders. No, this one comes from the Environmental Defense Fund. So, are you ready for this?
Hit me.
Extreme weather gets a boost from climate change. Scientists are detecting a strong link between the planet's warming and it's changing weather patterns. This is fucking mind-blowing.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's more. Though it can be hard to pinpoint whether climate change intensified a particular weather event, the trajectory is clear. Hotter heat waves, drier droughts, bigger storm surges, and greater snowfall. They're linked to global warming, man.
I like the way that it's presented in a tone that makes it sound like they're trying to advertise for global warming. Like, drier droughts, longer winters, hotter summers.
That's
like,
me. That's my read.
Well, you've done a great job of selling global warming.
Yeah,
Like if
it sells itself, man.
I mean, if
Everything
you ran
we
as
do
a
sells
politician, if you ran as a politician, there is an audience who would eat that right up.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are
For sure.
people who don't think global warming is the real thing still. I know one of them. I'm not going to call him out.
You know who you are.
You know who you are, you
bastard.
You fucking prick.
Well, so look forward to that, ladies and gentlemen. Buy a sun umbrella, buy your sunscreen, buy a winter coat.
Yeah.
Buy a
Do some
ark.
sorching.
Build an ark.
Build an ark.
Make some sorchel.
Yeah, do some
I
sorchel.
mean-
Get your water rations up before Nestle buys it
Hey,
all.
Fact is, if you have a supply of sorchel and then you get snowed into your horchel, you can drink the sorchel, turn the water in front of your dorchel
Into
into ice,
horchel.
into
It's a
cubes,
horchel
and then-
chata.
right, and then move it aside and add some cinnamon.
Oh, God, we are dumb.
Horchel chata.
You ready to move on to sports?
Horchel is like the Jamaica version, and then horchel chata is like the creamy cinnamon one. Oh my god.
Horchel chata, baby.
that's dumb. But then it's like, so the drink tastes good, right? Like the horchel and the horchel chata.
Yeah.
But it has the effect of like every time you touch water after that, it becomes a cube. So like if you drink it for the next few hours, you're like, fuck, like, I can't wash my hands. I can't like if you pee, get a little bit on your finger, you have like a cube of pee that you're now holding. Like,
Okay, here's the problem, right? Here's the problem, the circuitous problem that I'm beginning to see with this scenario.
okay,
Is
yeah.
you drink the horchel, which is like you make it with the spice and water. So you drink that,
the
and then
spice.
you're trying to like get water, and then I lost my train of thought completely. I was going somewhere.
The water thing doesn't happen until you drink the sorchel, so you'd be able to make it. Unless you drank a little bit and then tried to make it, you wouldn't be able to do
Well,
that.
I'm saying if you try to drink more after you drink it, then what you're trying to drink becomes a cube, right?
Oh, because it's got water in
Yeah,
it.
because you're
Interesting.
touching it.
So anything with water in it, does it become a cube, or does the water... Okay, here's what happens.
It's a
The
mysterious
water,
process,
the water separates.
known
So, like,
only
say
to
it's
the
like
Amazonians of Turkey.
Right. Say it's like Coca-Cola and you grab it. Then what'll happen is in your hands you'll have a cube of just water, and then all the like sugar and syrup and all the other shit will just fall to the ground in a puddle of liquid because it only
So it extracts water.
It only right.
Dude,
it
don't
only
touch your
solidifies
loved
the water.
ones. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh shit, they would die. Right, man. Sorchel is dangerous.
Sorchel is a strange thing.
But the sorchata, though, I mean, it's worth it. It tastes so damn good. You just sit there on your own. But like, oh man, like jacking off though, like, would you be coming like cubes? Oof, ouch.
Can you touch yourself? You're gonna have to,
Well,
right?
you-
You're always
yeah,
you're
you-
always
you
touching
are-
yourself. You are yourself.
Yeah, you
so
are
you're
yourself,
good
so
with
that's
that.
not-
I think
Yeah, I
that's
think that's-
we've established that because otherwise, like nobody would drink it.
Right.
You just
and obviously,
Immediately
lots of people
die.
drink it, and people drink it every day. So,
Well,
yeah.
instead of going on with the what happens when you ejaculate, I think we'll move on to sports.
Sports.
So I have a question, and I have a news story that leads into a question, rather.
Okay.
So the New York Times says that baseball, popular but no longer
Popular.
dominant,
No longer dominant.
seeks to
Agreed.
reclaim its cool.
They seek to reclaim the cool.
Yes, facing a loss of cultural
loss.
cachet,
Cachet.
Major League Baseball
MLB.
is working
Doing it.
to build a more diverse audience
Oh.
and exploring ways to liven up the game.
Ay, ay, ay.
So
Livening it up.
I thought we could ballpark. Oh my god, I can't believe I just made that pun. I legitimately did not intend to do that. I thought we could ballpark some ideas of how the MLB could gather in new people. My idea, I'll let you consider while I explain mine, is to like. Do you remember how Major League Baseball had that whole like steroid thing? Like they were going crazy. Like there were all these players whose names I don't know because I don't give a fuck about baseball. Were like testing positive, and they're all kinds of records stricken. Anyway, steroids were a big like hoopla in baseball when we were kids.
Okay. Yeah.
My idea is to get rid of all those rules. Let the players just get juiced to the tits. Let them fucking take whatever drugs they want. In fact, encourage that. Like, I want a field full of, like, Scott Steiner WWF in the 1990s looking mutants on LSD and stoned and drunk, just slamming that ball, running around. Like, I would watch the shit out of that, and I don't care about baseball at all.
I would
So
definitely
that's my
watch
pitch.
that. I think
That's my pitch.
Good...
Mutant League Baseball, baby.
That seems like a pretty good answer. That would definitely do it. I mean, I'd watch the shit out of that. You know what I mean?
To be fair, I'd watch any sport that allowed that. I'd watch curling.
Mutant curling.
I mean, I know you're a big fan of curling anyway, but you got to admit that this would bring it to the next level.
Well, what if the athletes were required to also play music while they were on base? And they each had to carry an instrument and learn it. And
I think that's a step too far because you have to run, you have to be able to like slide. I think if they each had like a little whistle in their pocket and they had like a theme tune when they made it to a base, then that would work or something like that.
There's an instrument waiting at each base, okay? And then in order to gain the permission to run during the next like hit
or to complete your base, once you make it to the base before the ball gets there, you have to play
right, to earn the
right?
base, right? And then the audience applauds how good they think your playing was, and you have to get at least like 1 decibel or whatever 0.1 decibels like higher volume than the previous person. So by the end, at the beginning, they get to base and they're just like like whatever, and then like by the end they're just like rocking these wild like Prince fucking solos, you know what I mean? And it's like that's part of the game too now. It's like yeah, well, like he's not a great runner, but like once he gets there, like the man can play.
I like this idea for an anime, but I think in reality there are some problems, even more so than people just getting juiced. Because let's be honest, those guys would do that if you just let them. They'd get juiced. They'd take drugs. They're pro athletes. But I mean, like learning an instrument to that level, that takes just as much time as like being a pro athlete, like that's
they
your
gotta
sport.
They gotta up their game. I mean, they're getting.
But it's also like if
money,
the first guy would just do the best he could, and if it's like the most popular guy, then nobody would even get a base for the rest of the game. It'd be fucking unwatchable. I'm gonna veto this. I'm vetoing you.
All right, fine.
All right, you got a sports story?
Sports stories. Yes, indeed, I do. Today, former NBA athlete.
Sonny Weems?
Not Sonny Weems, but Sharif Abdur-Rahim, who played on the Dream Team with Jordan. He has been elected mayor of Flavortown.
Oh, shit. Where is Flavortown?
Well, it was originally Guy Fieri's creation, but
I thought Flavortown was like the tobacco headline in like the 50s. Welcome to Flavortown.
Is that true?
Yeah, isn't it?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, that's probably true because as I'm reading here now, breaking news here as these stories are developing. So further information from the source. That Sharif Abdur-Rahim is now the king of tobacco and flavor.
Tobacco and flavor.
Yep.
Damn.
In the world.
So he's gone from mayor to king in the span of us covering this story?
Well, you got to understand that the mayor of Flavortown is
king.
The king of tobacco and flavor.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, like the man who controls.
Yeah, it's weird. I'd never heard of Sharif Abdur-Rahim before, but I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe this is real. Who elected him?
Kings don't get
Do you
elected.
do you put, boy, you have to be mayor first, right? And mayors do get elected.
Well,
You
no.
have to be mayor to be king.
Okay.
So like, is it just like a,
The
like,
ki-
cause you smoke cigarettes. Did you get like a pamphlet where you got to vote? Do you get a mail-in ballot or something?
it's
They
it's
send
a
it to
du-
cigarette
it's a
smokers.
it's a duel. It's a duel between the sitting mayor and the
Oh,
challengers.
so this is what that new Ridley Scott film is about, right? The Last Duel.
Ridley Scott
It was Adam
chronicled
Driver versus Abdul Rahim.
right. Ridley Scott chronicled the story of Flavortown in a documentary that is a movie now.
Yeah, written by
So,
Ben
yes.
Affleck.
Written by Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
He was involved in some of the scenes, but really it's real.
He's
it's
in
a
it.
true
He's
story.
in the movie. Matt Damon's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, okay, so they brought in a few actors, but it's still it's still real. It's Flavortown. It's the
All
mayor.
right, Flavortown. Well, this leads into our next topic. I have some movie trivia for you, my friend Rambo.
Rambo.
Mr. Peaches.
That
And
is
hilariously, also basketball. It's interesting that this coalesced in the way that it did. Because my first movie trivia question for you is, who played LeBron James in the hit, critically acclaimed, Oscar-winning film Space Jam 2? So here's your question: who played LeBron James? So there are some options here.
okay.
Number 1, Brad Pitt.
Mhm.
Was it number 2, Steph Curry?
Mhm.
Number 3, LeBron James.
Oh,
It's clearly not, because he's not a fucking actor. I mean, come on. Number 4, Steven Spielberg. There are many other options. Do you want me to continue?
I don't remember seeing any of those fellows that you just mentioned in the film.
There was also Sharif Abdul Rahim. That's also an option.
Right. I believe Sharif was there, actually.
Woody Allen.
It wasn't Woody. But he would have done a fantastic job with the role of LeBron James, let's be honest.
I think he would have.
It's honestly a shame that he wasn't cast.
We all know
because
Woody
it's a
can dunk.
misstep. Yeah, it's a misstep in my opinion. Sharif is my final answer for this one.
Sharif's your final answer?
Yeah, I mean, as mayor of Flavortown, he is more qualified than anybody to portray LeBron James.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're wrong, my friend.
Wow.
It was Steven Spielberg.
He was in the film.
Yeah, he was LeBron James.
Wow. Well, just goes to show that, his acting skills are unparalleled.
Not usually known for his acting ability. He's more of a director. He's
Right.
made things like Jurassic Park. People might know that film. But yeah, they got him on some stilts, some
Right.
prosthetics. There's just and a lot of CGI.
A lot of it.
So, okay, here's my second movie trivia question. What is the second rule of Fight Club? Is it bring your own milk? Is it don't talk about Brad Pitt's underpants? Is it Edward Norton is cool? Is it eat your vitamins, kids? Is it don't ask your parents about strangers? Is it eat candy every day? Is it smoke weed every day? Is it always drink water before going in the pool? Is it don't talk about Fight Club? Is it always drive drunk if you're scared? Hope.
I think it might have been always stick your left arm in the socket.
Yeah.
I think it might have been always eat the leaves before the
banana.
oh, but
Is that sexual?
it might have been
Depends on your subjectivity, I
plantain.
suppose.
Plantain comes before. I believe
Plantain.
that was the rule. Plantain comes before. The second rule of Fight Club.
God, man. It's actually don't talk about Fight Club. The fuck?
Damn, I need to
You've seen the
refresh
film?
myself.
You've seen the film. You've read the book. You're
I
a big
guess-
Stephen King fan.
I guess
Like,
it just
he
didn't have
wrote the
much of
book.
an impact on me. Like, yeah,
You've read like all Stephen King books, so
every single one, including that one.
okay. I have, and the one last movie trivia. You better get this right.
Give me with the trivia.
What kind of an asshole has not seen Schindler's List? Is the answer A, Skylar Hoffman, B, Oscar Schindler, C, Steven Spielberg, D, Jeff Casino, E, Mickey Mouse?
I'm gonna go ahead and have to say that it is Rambo Peaches.
It's Rambo Peaches, baby. You got it. The secret answer.
I have not
Figured it out.
all actuality seen Schindler's List, and I'm a Jew.
He's a Jew. He's a Jewy Jew, and he ain't seen the Schindler's List. But it's also true that Oscar Schindler has not seen Schindler's List. That would have been very strange.
Right, what am I looking at, sir? Well, this is now, sir. Oh, shit.
In a movie from 60 years from now. Well, that's our movie trivia for the day. All right. I got a mystery for you, Mr. Rambo Peaches.
It's time for mystery.
Yeah, we're going to try to solve this because it's like an unsolved one. It's one of those things.
Usually I can do these.
You can. I know this. You have a superpower. And it's usually pretty accurate once we have the point of view of history behind us. So, this one is called The Incident at Dyatlov Pass.
Dyatlov.
Yes, let me take a drink of water. My storytelling voice. On the first night of February 1959, 9 ski hikers died mysteriously in the mountains of what is now Russia. The night of the incident, the group had set up camp on a slope, enjoyed dinner, and prepared for sleep. But something went catastrophically wrong, because the group never returned. On February 26th, searchers found the hikers' abandoned tent, which had been ripped open from the inside. Surrounding the area were footprints left by the group, some wearing socks, some wearing a single shoe, some barefoot, all of which continued to the edge of a nearby wood. That's where the first 2 bodies were found, shoeless and wearing only underwear. The scene bore marks of death by hypothermia, but as medical examiners inventoried the bodies, as well as the other 7 that were discovered over the months that followed, hypothermia no longer made sense. In fact, the evidence made no sense at all. One body had evidence of a blunt force trauma consistent with a brutal assault, another had third-degree burns, one had been vomiting blood, one was missing a tongue, and some of their clothing was found to be radioactive. Wow. So what happened? The tent was torn open from the inside.
Yeah, oh no, I already got the answer. It's super obvious to me.
Okay.
Super obvious. The radioactive, the burns, the shredding, all of it.
Superman went crazy?
No, I don't understand how people didn't automatically figure out that it was fucking Godzilla. It was Godzilla. It checks every single box.
I don't think it does, though.
Oxum's Razor.
Brutal assault,
Oxum's
maybe.
Razor says Godzilla. I mean, it's the simplest and most
blunt force trauma, maybe. Third-degree burns? I think like if Godzilla... he would have fucking vaporized you.
Maybe Godzilla from far away.
What about the guy vomiting blood or the one missing a tongue?
Well, they just
so scared. The only part that works with Godzilla is the radioactivity. But also Godzilla's not real. That's the biggest part.
Godzilla is real.
It's not real.
Oh, bro.
It's not. We have Godzilla-esque creatures over on Urmaculum, which our listeners know about Urmaculum. We'll get to our Urmaculum story later.
I'm going to have a talk with Zilly when we get back to Urmaculum and tell him that you don't think that he's real. And he's going to come over and give you a piece of his mind.
There is no Godzilla. You're fucking retarded.
Ooh, man, that's problematic.
That's right.
That's problematic.
Oh, you can't? Can you not say that now?
I don't think you can. You know,
am I going to get canceled?
It's offensive to the tards. You know.
Whatever. Oh, taking the ball and running with it.
Sorry to our many adults with mental handicap who listen to our station. I
mean, to be fair, this podcast is run by people with mental handicap.
Right.
So.
We identify as we are
and that wasn't what I was talking about anyway.
We are demi-tarded. We identify as demi-tarded. So
there are theories about KGB stuff, gravity anomalies, UFOs, a Russian version of the Yeti. The one I like, recently a documentary filmmaker presented a theory involving a terrifying but real phenomenon called infrasound, in which the wind interacts with the topography to create a barely audible hum that can nevertheless induce powerful feelings of nausea, panic, dread, chills, nervousness, raised heartbeat, and breathing difficulties. But the consensus remains that whatever happened was just possibly an inhuman force. They don't know. It is a crazy. It's one of those crazy stories, though, right?
That's a wild.
It's like
mystery.
everyone in the tent just went crazy in different ways. Some of them like seemed to have attacked each other.
Right.
Maybe one guy was missing a fucking tongue, and their clothing was radioactive.
The radioactive part is what's really a trip, because you gotta wonder, like, I wonder if there's more to the story, if there was some sort of radioactive site nearby that they may have gone to, or something.
It is
'Cause
like the
otherwise,
Soviet
where would
Union.
it come from? Right, right. Like maybe they just wandered into like, oh, whoop, we're in the Chernobyl zone. Oopsie doopsie.
Yeah, right. What year was Chernobyl? Well, this is at Dyatlov Pass. I don't know where that is. I don't know my proto-Russian geography very well.
We are currently in the throes of World War II. So Chernobyl, I'm not sure, has that happened yet?
Well, it depends on which timeline. It gets a little fuzzy here on Wiener Dog Joe.
Right.
We're kind of interdimensional. We're definitely interplanetary.
Oh, Chernobyl wasn't until 1986. I've just looked it
Oh,
up.
God.
So we're still a good ways out from Chernobyl, but I mean, maybe they wandered into the zone of the thing that before Chernobyl, the pre-Chernobyl.
Yeah, maybe they crossed the timelines. The streams crossed, as you know, with Ghostbusters. You don't cross the streams, but
You don't cross the
maybe it
stream
happened
lines.
in this way,
Chernobyl
in
lines.
some capacity. I don't know. Well, I presented you a cool mystery, and you failed miserably. I have to say.
I still think that
the
my
Godzilla
answer is the most likely one, but you do you.
I will do me. So, speaking of Yermaculum, as our listeners know, we are big fans of the planet Yermaculum. We go there often. Two of the only humanoids that, from planet Earth that are able to go to Yermaculum through our own machinations. But my friend, Mr. Peaches, did you have any cool adventures on Yermaculum to share with our listeners this week?
There was a time on Yermaculum. There was a time. And I want to talk about it because I think this story will give people a good insight, a good window, which I think after so many weeks of dedicated listening, I think that
37 now, yeah.
I think our audience deserves to really get a glimpse into what it's like day-to-day life on Yermaculum. And
so is this like a long story, like a day-to-day thing, or is it like a single story?
It's one.
I should just let you talk. I don't know why I'm not just letting you talk.
It's one event. You see, we were on Yermaculum and we were heading to a Yermaculum funeral. In Yermaculum.
Who's we?
Me and 3 Yermaculites that I was with, and one of them, well, their best friend had died. One of the Yermaculites I was with was the wife of the deceased, and the other was the partner of the best friend, also good friends with the deceased Yermaculite. This Yermaculite was a master of gambling in the game of Schwarzball, and so
is that like Blitzball?
No, it's much more Jewish.
Okay.
And so all the Schwarzball players were gathered there, and we were pulling up, and we went across the street, and there was a man who was grilling up Yermaculoid fishes. And those Yermaculoid fishes are just the most delicious, succulent fishes in all the planet. So me and the best friend, well, we ordered his name. His name is...
Yeah, what's his name?
Jailson.
Jailson?
Jailson.
So it's like the son of Jail.
Something like that.
Okay.
And so me and Jailson went across to order the fish, and others went to set up for the funeral. You see, they were hosting the funeral, and they had to make preparations for the arrival of the guests.
Are there any special deviations from the funerals that Earthlings might know in a Yermaculoid funeral?
Well, I will describe the ceremony to you in a moment.
Okay.
So let me fucking talk.
No. I need to interject constantly.
And
that's how I feel I have value in this world.
We ordered some soup, and we ordered some fish, some of the Yermaculoid fish on the grill. And we took the soup across and we ate it, and it was absolutely delicious soup. And then preparations began for the funeral. We set up all sorts of things, and
Like what?
we set up a disco ball, and
Sweet.
there were
Is that
uh
different? Do they use different colors than our disco balls or what?
no, it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Yep, normal disco ball, and they were serving shawarma, your maculoid
Shawarma.
shawarma. Yeah, so there
Nice.
was a guy
Did
there.
you show them how to do that?
No, actually, there's one Middle Eastern guy that lives there.
Okay.
Yeah, and he serves the shawarma. So he's somehow also
You
figured out
racist.
how to get there, besides us. And so we
Okay.
got his famous shawarma there, Middle Eastern,
Famous.
Eastern famous shawarma.
Vaguely Middle Eastern. Nondescript Middle Eastern.
So
Continue.
so you got your disco ball, you got your Middle Eastern shawarma, and
Yeah.
we got the soup, and we're setting it up, and there's a slideshow of the deceased with all his friends, and it's beautiful, and there's music playing, and we went back across the street to see what was going on with the fish, and the man wasn't there. The wife said he went to get the fish, so we said, okay, I guess he went to get the fish. We went back across the street, and the funeral started, and it was absolutely beautiful. The sky opened up. The clouds were twisting at the edges, and the sun was going down, the Immaculum sun, the many, many sons of Immaculum.
Many sons.
And the daughters were going down too.
Oh God.
And
Get the fuck out of here.
it
Boo!
was a
Boo this
beautiful,
man.
beautiful procession. It was a beautiful procession. And they brought it down. This woman, elderly, frail, Immaculite, got her out onto this rockin' boat. They brought down the wife and the friends and everybody. And these people who were in charge of the Immaculate boat were so careful to get this old woman on there, and they brought the ashes down as well. And it was a rocking and a weaving and a weaving and a rocking
On a boat?
on a boat. And they took
Okay.
them ashes out into the Immaculum Sea on that boat. Those Immaculates.
Did they fire like arrows and sink the wife with her husband?
Then they fired arrows and sunk the wife with the husband.
Viking style.
Point blank
I like that scene in The Witcher 3.
on the boat, just like The Witcher 3.
Yeah. The classic Hermaculum tale of The Witcher 3.
So all the men on the boat pulled out bows and arrows, and the wife stood at the front of the boat, and they all drew back and fired upon her, and then she sank.
Oh my God.
Yes, and it was just bloody mess, and everyone was crying, but the wife, she was dignified. This is what she wanted. She went down with one final word. Her final word being
Zamboni.
Zamboni. And
Talking
we
to me.
knew she was
I knew
talking
her.
to you,
We were banging on the DL.
banging on the DL with Freddy.
She couldn't take the shame.
And so, in shame and justice, she went down with the name of her lover on her lips, and her husband's ashes were poured behind him. And the friend was
Alright.
wailing at the sky, why? And poured the ashes,
Why
and it
oh
came
why
on back.
must a good man die?
Oh, we were so deep, and the music was going, and the people were
But
wailing.
where is the fish that was sent off to fry?
And you see, we came back, and they came back up onto the boat, onto the shore, and came on up the stairs. And at that moment, we were sitting looking over the water, reflecting on life, reflecting on death. And a man came up behind us and placed 2 plates of fish right in front of us. And I tell you, friends, it was the best grilled Zamboni join garno that you have ever had in your life.
Wow, that sounds like my name, but delicious.
All the other Zamboni gin garnos that you ever did taste would never compare to this one. Wrapped in the beautiful gold leaf foils of the banana fields of the hyacinth mountains.
So wait, I'm confused about something.
Yes.
What's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story, my friend, is that on your maculum, fish takes a long time to grill.
Oh, I see. So you went through the entire funereal process and you forgot about the fish. Is that the thing here?
Precisely.
Okay.
And by that moment, after all that, the way that fish tasted, the way it arrived, was like magic. And magic is
Magic.
real on
Her
Hermaculum.
her magic.
Your magic.
Hermaculagic?
Your magic come. Hey, your magic
Her
come.
magicum?
Hey.
Oh no. Her magicum. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Well, we're never gonna forget that one until the next episode.
So, that's a little glimpse into an everyday event on your maculum, a funeral and ordering, just trying to order some dinner on your maculum. That's
That's
what
wild.
it's
I
like.
haven't been to a funeral there yet, man.
Wow. Well, lucky you that your maculum friends have yet to die. And luckily, they do live. They live until they have a mixture of lemon juice and maple syrup melted
What?
over their bodies. Yeah, they have to harden them. They make a mixture of lemon juice
All right.
and maple syrup.
All right.
They harden
All
it.
right.
They harden it into like a candle,
Shut
and then
your butthole.
they burn the candle, and then when they're tired of living, they burn that candle, and as it melts and drips, the maple syrup and the lemon juice, they dissolve, and that's
I'm
how
only
they
like
die.
half listening to you now.
Well,
Candles?
I hope our listeners at home understand the seriousness of maple syrup lemon juice candle dripping for
I guess
the
so.
Hermaculum population, because
Maybe they will. If you do, if you understand the significance of this, send an email to candle.yourmaculum.edu/wienerdog, and we'll definitely maybe get back to you. I had a pretty chill time in Hermaculum this week, actually.
Oh, you were
Nothing
there this
crazy,
week.
is it?
You were there this week.
Yeah, I was there this week.
Tell me what happened.
It's
How's
it's-
Jay Fraun?
I don't know how your friend is, man. I never met him. I wasn't even invited to that wedding for obvious reasons. If you listen to the story,
right.
But yeah, nothing crazy. I rode the Nidhogg around, which, as our listeners will know, is the rare 12-testicled boar we captured in our campaign against the Numenorians.
Wow, that sounds not chill. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's
With
chill
12
because I've done it a lot.
testicles.
But what's exciting about it is that I got a new record on the obstacle course.
It's
Yeah.
an right.
Yeah.
Of course, the I've done that before. How could I
Yeah,
forget?
I completed
It's been many years.
completed the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's pretty good stuff.
Well,
That's really all I've got.
the trick is to catch the Nidhogg right when he's in his mating ritual, because then the 12 testicles, they produce the most testosterone. And
Oh, dude, he's ready to go.
Right.
He's ready to smash that obstacle course
exactly. And then you put a female
at the end.
down there, and she.
Well, no, a boar.
No. The Nidhogg is into.
Oh God.
Yeah, so she goes down to the end of the course and just like gets on
Oh
all
my
fours.
God, I hate you so much sometimes. Ugh.
And then at the end, the boar just it gets.
Just making sure nobody ever listens to this
Yeah,
ever.
the boar gets right in there, and he does his thing, and
Anyway, this is not true. This is not a true story of what happens in Hermaculum. On Hermaculum.
that's
You're
how
not listening?
That's how I remember it as a kid. Maybe they've made changes
Well,
since then.
I think that's just your sick imagination getting away with you. I think that's your own masturbation material, to be
It's
honest.
just my imagination.
I think I think someone sent in some fan art of that. Maybe that's where you're getting
running away
that.
with me. Yes. Thanks to our listener, Sexy Vlad 47.
Sexy Vlad 47.
Right, he sent us a beautiful set of photographs and art. One was
Photographs. Okay.
a few photographs of himself, his face. He's a beautiful 67-year-old overweight Russian man, and he plays the banjo, and his favorite hobbies are bingo and chasing the ladies. So anyways, his art was depicting the Nidhogg.
Yes, the thing that you have
Mhm.
detailed in disgustingly horrific detail.
finishing the
Yes.
race, and so thank you, Vlad.
Yeah, thanks, Vlad.
47.
If you want to send us some fan art, or if you want to see some sweet illustrations of what the obstacle course looks like, then write to us at Zamboni at casino.com, and we'll get right on that. All right. So before we wrap up today, let's go to the mailbag. As our listeners know,
Mailbag,
we
mailbag,
receive a lot of mail.
mailbag.
So we do a mailbag segment where we pick out the best questions and ask each other. So you got one for me, baby? You got a question for me from a
Let
listener?
me dig into the bag here. All right, here's one. Let's go ahead and check this letter. This is from Carrie Underwarts in North
Carrie
Carolina.
Like warts that are under.
You know, Carrie, if you would like to write to us again and explain your last name, your lineage, and how your family came to earn that moniker, we would love an update. But until then, Carrie asks to Mr. Zamboni,
Yeah,
would you rather
I'm here.
eat curry that tastes like poop or poop that tastes like curry?
I think I've already had some curry that tastes like poop. And it's like, sometimes you get a curry and it's not the best. I'm not fucking eating poop of any flavor, so I'm going with the curry. The
You're
real
eating
curry.
poop of any flavor.
No.
But then you realize you're eating what tastes like poop. You know, I mean, the poop wouldn't
That's
taste
okay.
like poop.
It's still curry. No, I ain't eating poop. Not happening.
Okay. The question
How many
you gotta
times
ask
have we
yourself,
brought up dicks and poop in this podcast so far?
someone out there is probably taking a shot for every time we do. So how many shots deep are you?
It's a dick and poop heavy episode for sure.
I mean, so far, all 37
It tracks.
episodes have been.
It tracks.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got one for you. Sorry,
Okay.
not from you.
Mailbag. Who's this one from?
This is from Gerardi in Big Water,
Oh.
who wants to know, why are ginger men so damn sexy?
Oh.
Rainbow Peaches.
Let me tell you something about the ginger man, all right? The ginger man walks into a room and time seems to stand still. The ginger man crosses the room with the grace of an ostrich.
The grace of an ostrich.
All women's.
All.
All of them. Their nipples get icy hard as they stare at the ginger man.
Icy hard. Okay.
He takes off his jacket. He lets down that beautiful red mane, and like the flames of glory and lust, the ice is swept from the room.
Like the flames of glory and lust. Oh my God, you're rustling my Jimmy's big time over here. Just with that lingo.
And then he approaches, and you feel his scent come over you. Oh,
Is this all ginger men that we're speaking
This
of?
is every ginger. You go to Ireland and find a dumpy 40-year-old ginger dad, and you have him walk in a room, and this happens every time.
All right.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Continue.
Continue.
And then we embrace, and the ginger man and I, we make sweet love.
And you? Oh, I thought this was the ladies. But
No,
okay,
I reach
you.
into his pants and I feel the hairs in his butthole, and I play with the hairs in his.
The hairs in his butthole.
I play with the hairs a little bit, and they're ginger, the hairs, and
Oh yeah, they would be, right?
yeah,
It'd be weird if they were like, I don't know, some other color. Like
and
green.
I'm licking him, and his six pack is on my face, and I'm chewing it, and I'm chewing it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Okay.
What was the question?
The question was from Morgan Freeman.
Morgan
who
Freeman.
wonders,
Yes.
Rambo Peaches, where does Babby come from?
Babby. Where Babby
Yeah.
come from, huh? Morgan.
Where does Babby come from?
Morgan, I shall answer you like this.
Sounds nothing like Morgan Freeman.
No, this is
Neither
not
did
Morgan.
I, to be fair.
This
You
is
sound more like somebody who's trying to sell you drugs on the streets of England.
Hey, buddy, you want to buy some cocaine?
Yeah, something.
The Babby
Anyway, do
comes.
you want to answer the question?
The Babby come from the face.
The Babby come from the face. There you go, Morgan Freeman. That's Rambo Zamboni has told you in impeccable detail where Babby come from. Do you have another one for me?
I do. I've got another question for you, and this one is actually from former president, current, maybe future president, concurrent with the Holocaust, Richard Nixon.
Nixon,
And
one of my favorites, man. My buddy Hunter S is a big fan of his.
Yeah, this was actually this question actually has a forward by Hunter S. Thompson, which he asked to
Oh
remain.
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
he did ask for that forward to remain private, so I will send this
I'll
letter.
edit it out. Don't worry.
Okay, so I'll read it to you
Yeah.
now. So the forward says, and the question is, what is the best policy?
That's the forward to the question.
No, that's the question.
Oh, that's the question. What was the forward to the question?
I thought we were gonna edit it out, so I didn't read it.
Oh, no. That
I
was a
see.
joke, you asshole.
I see. Okay.
I was going to leave it in anyway.
Okay. So
Come on, don't you know how this works? Get with the program.
do you-
Jesus Christ.
do you-
37 episodes, ladies and gentlemen. This fucker can't podcast.
Okay. I will read you the forwards now. And and then,
While I think of the best policy.
we can do what we want, right? So here's the forwards. In times of great need, there come times of great darkness. And in times of great darkness, come times of great decisions, important ones. And such times lay upon us this day, for the future of our children, our children's children, lies on a razor's edge. You see, if we want our
And so
children...
that was Hunter. That's Hunter cautioning me to be really precise with my answer
Right,
to this question.
For the
right?
sake of our children's children.
Oh, God. Then the question was, what is the best policy,
What is
right?
the best policy?
Oh, that's a hard one because there's a part of me that wants to be vague because I could just say like truth, you know?
That's deep.
But maybe that's not the best policy. And I was thinking about this earlier today. I was thinking about like where the species comes from, the human species. And I'm like, do we really want to know? Because maybe we were like seeded on Earth by AI for some nefarious purpose. Like maybe the truth in a grand sense would shatter our fucking reality. So maybe the best policy isn't truth. Maybe the best policy is create the world that you think Rambo Zamboni, who is an amalgamation of the two of us, of course, would be the most happy in. Whatever you think me, Freddy Zamboni, and my colleague Rambo Peaches would want in the world, try to make that happen in the world. That is the best policy, Richard Nixon.
Golf clap. I think Nixon will be very pleased.
Also, Richard Nixon, don't be an asshole.
Rich Dick, if you're listening,
Let people do drugs.
Let 'em.
Drugs are fun.
Let them.
Yeah. So that's my answer there. I have one more for you.
You do. All right.
Yeah. And this is from Chelsea Begoniac. And she has a kill bang marry question for you. We love these. We love these on the show. Send these in. We love
Chelsea
these.
Begoniac.
So we have one for you that involves three of possibly your favorite people. You might hate one of them. I'm not sure. So kill bang marry. Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails.
Mhm.
Nick Cave from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Mhm.
And Jeff Casino from Warm Lemon Wedge, the seminal band Warm Lemon Wedge.
Warm Lemon Wedge, the seminal band Warm Lemon Wedge. It's like a Tribe
Yes.
Called Quest. Just say the whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the full title. No,
Well-
it's just Warm Lemon Wedge. We know this.
I would
They do
definitely.
our intro song.
I would definitely bang Jeff Casino, the hurdy-gurdy player from Warm Lemon Wedge, the band Warm Lemon Wedge.
Oh,
Um,
who are you gonna kill?
I would have to probably kill Jeff. I'd have to kill Jeff Casino after I banged him. I'd have to kill
Oh
him.
shit!
Yeah,
He's-
sorry.
Flipping the script. You're breaking the content.
Yep.
You're breaking the format.
And then since we were already married prior, I would get his assets, and that's what it was all about. Since the
So
beginning.
you've done bang and kill,
and
but you
married.
haven't said marry.
No, we were already married. Me and Jeff.
Oh, so all
All three.
three are Jeff.
All three. Yep.
So Reznor and Cave, they just get to happily sit out this whole stupid reality.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing.
Good for them.
Yeah, they can just write
They
music and
deserve
chill
to
out.
not be roped into this in any
Right?
way.
Yeah. So Jeff
They're too
Casino from Warm Lemon Wedge, if you're listening, this is a ploy for me to get your assets and your hurdy-gurdy. I'm going to
All right.
marry you.
Jeff Casino, also, it must be said, host of an amazing podcast called The Real Weirdos, REEL, with another guy who sounds kind of like me. It's kind of weird how alike we sound. He definitely sounds handsome, but if you like movies, check out that podcast.
And if you like hurdy-gurdy, check out our next episode.
Exactly. Hurdy-gurdy, baby. If you have a question that you want read from the mailbag, send us a letter and $5 to mailbag.edu/wienerdog, and I 100% promise that we might get to it.
Until next
And with
time.
that, yeah, we're out of here. Wiener Dog Joe and the Bun in the Morning, episode number 37 in the bag. I have been Freddy Zamboni, along with my spicy colleague Rambo Peaches, and we will return. Peace, love, and fucking hand grenades, you bitches.
It's getting late. We out of here.
It's 7 in the morning. We gotta go. Gotta go to bed. With each other.
The sausage biscuit requiem has come. The sausage biscuit requiem has come. You have got the cheese, and I have got my gun. Together we dance under greasy moonlight. Hold me close, darling. Make me feel right. Blur, 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 diggy, dear. Cheese and sausage for the masses of the earth. And no, I will not allow you to give birth to the monster of cheese and doom.